Hey, everyone! Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Hey, Amy, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Hump Day! That's right, it's Wednesday. Everyone, we are bringing back a favorite, a classic, as you might say. We are bringing Team Trivia DC back on board. Our mistress of trivia is off at another meeting doing the things that she does. And so we have brought in Old Faithful, the one, if you want quality trivia, you got to go to the source. And we did that today. As you know, Team Trivia DC, that's an actual like trivia company. If you were to go to a bar when there are people in it because you're allowed to go to a bar and there's a trivia person saying like trivia answers there, that might be a Team Trivia DC like host doing that. They do this professionally. So we're bringing you top quality talent tonight on Another Wasted Hour. For those who are joining us, we do this every night at 7 o'clock. We are going to ask you questions. You're going to give us answers in the chat. And then we will give you a point that is a make-believe internet point that's not worth anything. But if you have the most make-believe internet points that aren't worth anything at the end of the night, you get to give a speech for winning. You get to brag for the entire day. And then after an entire week has gone by, if you have the most points, that's on Monday. If we wrap back around, you can win this t-shirt. And we have gotten a review from Isis, who has gotten one of these t-shirts. It says it's the best t-shirt she's ever worn. So I may have made that up. That might not be exact words that she said, but it was something similar to this is a t-shirt. And so you could have one of those in your own home if you wanted to, if you won. If you do not know the answer and you've decided that you don't want to try and guess because you have just no idea whatsoever, and that's very embarrassing, you can go for a style point. Since Caitlin is not here to judge style points, we will make Amy in charge of all style points. So if you can make Amy laugh with your answer, all right, she will award you one. She will award you one style points. There might be style points all over the place. And then you can brag about your style points win at the end. We don't keep track of those. You got to do those on your own. Sometimes Facebook and all these different things don't show us your chats right away. So keep track of your own scores as well so that we can see if we meet up at the end. That's very important. Let's get other things out of the way. All the things that people say in normal videos. If you enjoy what you're doing, all right, if you like this, if you like trivia, if you like just hanging out and have a good time, do the like thing and the subscribe thing, and there's bells and there's following. Do all of those things. We'd really appreciate it because it just lets you know when we're coming on, right? And that's going to be at 7 o'clock each night. And so we want you to know when you can come and start getting points. And so this is just a service to you. Also, Another Wasted Hour is not just a trivia show that we do every night during quarantines, because that would be a very limited audience. It doesn't happen nearly enough to be able to make that worthwhile, but it is also a podcast. So if you go up to Another Wasted Hour, go up to any of your podcast outlets, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, any of those, right? Anything that you would get a podcast from, and you look up Another Wasted Hour, that's us. We've got about 140 episodes. They're each about an hour long. Not only is there some trivia, but there's also some funny news. We have a lot of fun, and you get to meet some artists and musicians from the DC area. So probably some music you've never heard before. Very talented people. Go check it out. Go, like that, or give us a terrible rating. Give us a 1-star rating, but say really nice things to confuse people. Like 1 star, best podcast ever. And then people will be really confused, and then they'll listen to the podcast because they're like, why are people giving them 1 star and then saying that it's really good? Emily has joined us. Danny is here. Christina has entered the arena. We're up to 13 people, but not many people saying hello. So I don't know if they are all invisible maybe they're crazy people who don't like saying hello. I don't know what's happening, but I do know that we would like to see you. So if just wave at us. Steam's here for a short time. Well, that's good. We're glad to have you here for as long as you would like to spend with us. Jenny is here. We're up to 16. So I'm going to go ahead and say we probably have enough. We have a quorum, I think, of 16 people. Again, if you just joined us, you can participate. We're going to ask a question. You're going to put the answer in the chat. That could be off to the side. That could be below. Depends on where you're watching from. Melissa's here as well. Good. We've got a lot of the old school folks. Let's start with our first question. So, Amy, take the floor. It is yours.
All right. Our first question tonight. Who was the actual lead credited artist on the 2015 #1 song Uptown Funk featuring Bruno Mars as the singer?
Oh, so it's not Bruno Mars.
Nope.
But it absolutely is Bruno Mars. I remember I watched the video and that was him. And so, yeah, I'm going to go Bruno Mars. All right, 60 seconds on the clock. Read it one more time for everybody.
Who was the actual lead credited artist on the 2015 #1 song Uptown Funk featuring Bruno Mars as the singer?
All right, there you go. So we need the name of the artist that did Uptown Funk, and I am going with Bruno Mars. Maybe it's his brother. Maybe it's Planet Mars. His brother, Planet Mars. Is that correct? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think you're a little off there.
A little off. Okay. Yeah. All right, I'll think about it more.
Fine.
Let's see. Lots of good answers coming in. Steve would like to know if you can be bribed. He did ask that while misspelling your name, which seems like a bad start for bribing.
Yeah, unfortunately not. I don't take bribes.
No, you don't. What's that?
I do take compliments.
Oh, compliments. There we go. So if you want to throw some compliments our way, you can do that. Time's up. Let me go down these answers and we'll see if any of these got correct. Karen came in with Pharrell, who's actually from Virginia. I don't know if you know that. I think he's from the Virginia Beach area, Pharrell. And Emily goes with Billy Joel. That's a little of a dark horse. I wouldn't have expected Billy Joel to do Uptown Funk, but maybe? Jenny goes with Pharrell as well. That feels like more of a guess than Billy Joel, but Danny says Mark Ronson. Steam says Herbie Hancock. That doesn't seem like a Herbie Hancock kind of song, but I could be wrong. It's Emily says Uptown Funk is like Uptown Girl, right? It's pretty much the same song. Is that correct?
No, not quite.
No, okay. Melissa says Calvin Harris. And those are all the answers we've got in 17 people watching. We only got a handful of answers, and anyone get that one right? What's the correct answer?
The correct answer, yes, I see one right answer. The correct answer is Mark Ronson.
Danny got it. Mark Ronson. I don't even know who Mark Ronson is. He's apparently very good at writing songs.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew? All right.
Yeah.
Pharrell, I thought was a good guess, but I genuinely didn't know. So that is very interesting. Steam would like you to know that you're looking wonderful tonight. Any style points?
Hey.
He is also still calling you Any, and I don't know why. N instead of M. Not sure.
I don't know.
So yeah, I don't know if he wants you to award him style points or if he wants you to give you some style points so that he can also look wonderful tonight. Like some fashion tips or something.
I'm pretty sure you got to get the name right.
No, style points are to make you laugh, remember? So they don't have to be right at all.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta do better than that. Get
Okay.
a good laugh.
There you go. All right. Better than that. What's our second question of the night?
Our second question is also the name of a Sesame Street Muppet. What is the name of the giant chicken on Family Guy with whom Peter has had an on and off long-standing feud?
All right, I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. Read it one more time for the people playing at home.
Also the name of a Sesame Street Muppet. What is the name of the giant chicken on Family Guy with whom Peter has had an on and off long-standing feud?
All right, we need a name of a giant chicken. Somebody has to name a giant chicken. Danny says Danny spends too much time doing whatever Danny does to have random shit in her head. I mean, it's paid off now, Danny. This is your moment. Whatever you've been working up to this, and it's great. All right, we've got some answers coming in. What's that, Amy?
I said senseless knowledge is the way to shine.
Yes, that's all I've got. That's the only thing I actually possess. All right, so we've got all our answers going in. I'm going to see if I can change my settings. I seem like I'm stepping on you a little bit, but I want to try and make it so that eventually, let's see, suppress back down. It doesn't look like it's allowing me to do that. Okay. All right. Let's jump down the list and see if we can look at the different answers we've got, because time is up. Karen says Bert. Steam says Jerry Garcia, the great Muppet Jerry Garcia. Melissa goes McNugget, the giant chicken McNugget. Emily says Oscar. Tom says Oscar. And Danny goes with Ernie. Jenny says Bert. And those are all the answers I've got down. What's the correct answer?
The correct answer is Ernie.
Ernie? Oh my goodness. We had a couple of Berts here. Some people rolled in with Bert, and they were not right. Danny's off to just a commanding lead right now. Everyone else has not gotten a point. Danny has more points than everyone else combined at this point. That is crazy.
Killing it.
All right, so this is wild. We're 3 questions in, and there's no doubt who is in the lead at this moment. What is our third question?
Our third question. Now named after 2 famous American generals, what Lexington, Virginia University was originally founded in 1749 as Augusta Academy?
All right, one more time.
Again, now named after 2 famous American generals, what Lexington, Virginia University was originally founded in 1749 as Augusta Academy?
All right, 60 seconds on the clock. Get your answers in. Trey has joined us. Oh no, Danny. It's a good thing that you have gotten off to a good lead here. Trey goes with Oscar as the answer for the last one, which is not correct. It was actually Danny with Ernie. But I like your style, just going with the most popular. So you have to answer the current question. What's that?
That's my style. Just go with the most popular one when you don't know it.
Why wouldn't you? You could either do that or go with a style point. If you're not sure what it is, sometimes it is worth just going for that style point. All right. Let's see. We've got someone up on Twitch as well. Maybe they'll join in the reindeer games. Let's see. About 10 seconds left on the clock. Get your answers in. We've only got a few lined up. Let's see what ends up being the answer. All right. Time is up. Let's start from the bottom and get down to, or start at the top, get down to the bottom. Let's see. We have Melissa says Washington and Lee. Emily says Lee Jackson Sherman University. Jenny says Washington Lee. We're seeing a trend now. Trey says Washington Lee. Danny, Washington Lee. This is looking good for Washington Lee. Tom says Washington Lee. Welcome, Tom. Glad you could also join us. Trey says, all I heard was the Bert and Ernie's. That's all he got. Those are all of the answers that I'm seeing. I'm surprised we've got 15 people watching, but we've only got about half that many participating. So if you have an answer, make sure you get it into the chat so that we can make sure that you get fake points that aren't worth anything. What is the correct answer, Amy?
The correct answer is George Mason.
What? Oh!
Just kidding.
No. Oh, my goodness.
It is Washington and Lee University.
Washington and Lee. Finally, we get some folks on the board. This is good. It's starting to become a little bit of a race now. We've got Melissa's got a point. We have, let's see, not Lee Jackson, Sherman University. That's not right. Jenny got it right, though. Let's see. Jenny gets a point there. Danny still going strong. Danny with her third point. Trey comes in with his first. We'll see if Trey can pull out an amazing upset here. 2 points down as he joins in the channel. And Tom Johnson getting his first point off of his first question. Let's see. Where do I have Tom on here? I feel like, Tom, you've gotten a point before. Maybe not this week. Maybe this is new for this week. All right. 1 point for Tom, it looks like. All right. So I think we are up. Danny says the stream froze, and I just went with the popular vote. Well, that was good. Danny, would you have gotten it right if you hadn't? That's the real question. Emily says, phew, no longer on the stream by myself. They could be everywhere. People are on everywhere. We're streaming everywhere. All right. Let's see. What is we're up to our fourth question already. Is that right? Did we get a fourth question? My goodness. Fourth question. What is that?
It is, what is the world's largest hot desert?
Largest hot desert is Bananas Foster, I would say. Yeah.
Desert.
Because it catches fire. You light it on fire, so it's definitely hot. And it's a dessert. What's the question again? Read it again. What is it?
What is the world's largest hot desert?
Oh, desert. 60 seconds on the clock. That's going to be a lot harder. I really felt like I had it with Bananas Foster. All right, so we're looking for the largest desert, and I assume that's going to be on the planet Earth. Just for those people who are smartasses and want to start trying to say that it's just all of Mars. That's not true. It's what?
So, the question says the world's largest, so it has to be in our world. Right?
See, I think we had to define that just in case. We have some very tricky folks that are in the stream listening, so I just wanted to make sure that we're watching you. We already know. All right. Oh, Trey and Danny are getting in on it. 10 seconds left. Get your answers in. Danny said Sahara Desert, and then Trey says that's redundant. Oh.
Ooh.
Right, because Sahara means desert. I see what's happening here. All right, time's up. Let's start from the top and head down to the bottom. Tom says he got a point last week. Okay, so this is your first one this week. I'm glad you got one and have joined us again. Welcome back. Jenny says the Sahara Desert. Emily says the Sahara. Melissa says with the Gobi Desert. Going a little off the beaten path. Robert just says Egypt. All of Egypt is a desert. The entire country of Egypt. Danny says the Sahara Desert. Trey says the Sahara, or says Sahara, I should say. Tom Johnson says Sahara. And Trey says Mars isn't hot. It would be Mercury. That's fair. Shaggy goes with Tatooine. And my mom is here. Is Tatooine considered a desert?
I'm
All,
not sure.
all of Tatooine? It's pretty sandy, right? You got the desert cruiser things, right? I feel like that's from Star Wars. Right?
Is that a Star Wars reference?
Yeah, it's a Star Wars reference. Right? That's where he starts off with the like 2 suns and stuff, or moons, or whatever that is. Oh, everyone, stop what you're doing. Michael Barbine is here. Our Minister of Misinformation has joined us. Our Professor of Propaganda. We're on now. Michelle W. has joined us as well. All right, cool. We're getting it on. All right, so did we have a correct answer? What is the correct answer?
The correct answer is Sahara.
Sahara. So we got a bunch of people with points. This is good. We're spreading out the points a little. At first, it was just Danny getting every single point. And now Danny is being nice enough to share with other people. So that means that Jenny gets a point and Danny gets a point. Emily is now on the board with her point. Melissa, unfortunately, no point for the Gobi Desert. Let's see. Robert gets a point now on, I believe that's his first of tonight. I have him somewhere here. I know it. There it is. Glad to have him on the board now. Oh no, Robert doesn't get one. Robert said Egypt. I was wrong. Robert, you threw me off. Not Egypt. Danny, Trey. Got to get Trey in there. I'm not as good at scoring as Caitlin is. That's definitely sure. And Tom Johnson, undefeated for the night right now. 2-2. I think Trey also on that same roll since he has joined in. Let's see. Christina says Michelle is here. Yes, that is true. Lifehouse TV is joined. Hey, Lifehouse TV. And it looks like LVIS has joined us as well. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm the beard. And on Twitch right now, Lifehouse TV says we're Beauty and the Beard. I think I'm the beard. I think that's how that's working.
I picked mine today, so
yeah. Well, you gotta trim it up sometimes. So for those folks that are just joining us, we're doing a little trivia. We're going to ask you a question. You're going to type the answer in the chat. We give you a made-up point, internet point that's not worth anything if you get it correct. However, at the end of the night, if you are the biggest winner, you get an acceptance speech for winning. You get to type that out, and we will read it for you. And you also, at the end of the week on Monday, if you win, you have the most points overall, we will send you this t-shirt. You get a t-shirt. Not necessarily this one, but one of the size that you'd like. It's free. We'll ship it over to you. We'll also make sure there aren't any viruses on it. So let's do it. Lifehouse TV says love made up points. They're the best kinds of points because they could be worth anything. You never know. There's no value set to them, so it could be huge or small. Robert says, what about style points? That is correct. If you don't know the answer and you don't want to go and guess something because you think you're going to get it wrong anyway, you can go for a style point. Style points are worth even less, but they're a lot of fun. All you do is you guess an answer, right? That is going to make Amy laugh. All right. So if you make Amy over here laugh, she's going to give you a style point. And then we'll tally those up at the end of the show as well. Aura, thank you. Aura and company are here on Twitch. We're glad to have you. Let's do our 5th question. We're halfway through the night. You got 10 questions? Is that fair?
Oh, yeah, or 2 if we want to. We could do some bonus questions if we wanted.
You have 22? Is that what you said?
I said we can do bonus questions if we wanted. I've got a ton of questions. So.
Oh, we just need 10. We're gonna do 10 for the night. What is our 5th one?
All right. Who was the original host of the U.S. game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh, I do. That's the answer. The answer is I Want to Be a Millionaire. Is that
Me
right?
too.
No? Okay. Once again, read it again for those folks. Seems like there's some freezing happening on Facebook. I apologize. I don't know why Facebook's being a jerk. But one more time for everybody.
All right. Who is the original host of the U.S. game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
All right, 60 seconds on the clock, everyone. We need the answer to this question. Who is the original host of the U.S. version of the game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? We need the name of the original host. Full name, first name, last name. We need that in there. Black Mamba LV's got a good guess. George W. Bush. That's who the original... Is that the original one?
Totally.
Yeah. Style point for them. You have to give them style points if you feel like.
I like that one. That's a style point.
Style point there. Excellent. Lifehouse TV says it's Paris Hilton's previous maid. That was, yeah.
All right, Lifehouse, you get style point.
All right. Not the correct answer, but definitely an entertaining answer. About 5 seconds left on the clock. Get your answers in. LVIS says Arnold Schwarzenegger. Is that correct? No, it's not. Okay. Let's take a look from the top down and see who else on our other affiliates got answers in. Let's see. It seems like Tom says, if I don't get points, how will I gauge my worth? I don't know, Tom. You need to get points. Michael Barbine says it was Bob Saget. Is that... No, not Bob Saget. All right. Emily says Regis Philbin. Danny says Regis Philbin. Robert says Tom Riddle. Tom Marvello Riddle.
No.
No, it wasn't. You're sure it wasn't Voldemort? That
I'm
was...
very sure.
Okay.
Was a Harry Potter reference,
Yes.
yes.
Tom says Regis Philbin. Melissa says Regis Philbin. Trey just goes with Regis, but I think we said full name, but then he corrects himself with Regis Philbin. Are we going to give him that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We're going.
We corrected it. Yeah, we'll take it.
All right. Jenny says Regis Philbin. Christina says Regis something with the exclamation marks. Oh, it's so painful when you know it's so close. You're like, oh.
Same.
Big Oof. Ura says Big Oof. I don't even know who Big Oof is. I'm so out of touch. It's terrible. What is the correct answer?
It is Regis Philbin.
Regis Philbin is the correct answer. Michael asks if we said the N-word. No, we didn't say the N-word. Why would we say that? That's so weird. No, not a thing. Kimberly has joined us. Hey, Kimberly, welcome. We're doing some trivia. Let's start at the top and make sure that we got everyone who got the answer right. Emily gets a point. I got to put these in alphabetical order at some point because that would be way smarter. Danny gets a point with 5 now. Let's see. Tom gets a point. Still dominant since he's joined us with 3 points. Melissa gets a point. She's got 2 now. Trey saved himself and got his 3rd point. Really close. I've read a bunch of the really great answers that we got. Jenny, Regis Philbin as well. So let's get Jenny a point. She's got 3. Christina, unfortunately, Regis something I don't think is going to work out for us. Trey says, I said that before you said we needed the full name. Is there another Regis? Yeah, there's like an entire hotel chain called Regis, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
so there's other ones.
Mm-hmm.
The only man that hooked with Hannah White. What? Is that true? I don't even know if that's fair. Barbine says that's Regis. What's the N-word? Okay, he's backpedaling on his. Lifehouse TV says, I got some entertainment points. Yeah, you did. You definitely did. Well done. You're making the show better. You're helping me help you, help them, help us. I don't know what any of that means, but it sounded really compelling.
It's all a big circle. It works well.
Tom says that he got a giggle from from you. Does he get a style point as well?
What was his one?
Let's see. I don't.
Because I don't know if
he got it right. right? Didn't he?
He said Regis Philbin.
Yeah. Oh, because he said about the points. How will he gauge his worth? But that wasn't an answer. You have to actually answer a question to get a style point. It's just not whoever giggles. That's crazy. There would be points just awarded all over the place. I would have so many points. Oh my God. Jenny's rocking 3 points. That's right. Jenny's doing really well. It's my calling, making people smile, says Lifehouse Stevie. Good. That's a good calling. We need that. This is a time where we need that. You know what else we need? I just did in Virginia, I need to like register my car. And when you need to register your car in Virginia, you also have to get your emissions done. Right. And I don't know if you know this, but usually what you had to do is you had to take your car, you had to bring it to a shop, and then they like put a straw in it or something. And then they smelled gases and then they did a computer thing like this. Right. And then it went and it goes, your car sucks, or ding, ding, ding. You did really well. Now, and I don't know how they do this. This is amazing to me. So now they have a website you can go to, and there are places on the road where they have boxes on either side of the road, and you just drive through the box like at the speed limit, 25 miles an hour, through these 2 boxes, and it smells your exhaust and goes, yeah, no, that's good. You're good. Or not. Yeah. And so if you get a thumbs up from the 2 boxes, you're done. You don't have to take it anywhere.
I don't know if I'd trust how accurate that actually is.
But here's the thing. I didn't have to touch anyone. It was so great. Right?
True.
Like, I just I was like, thank you, boxes. You're the best. I appreciate you. And I didn't have to talk to anyone. It was so cool. So anyhow, I went and did that. I'm pretty happy about that. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you're aware of this. We have tiny boxes that can smell your car and determine if you're putting out too much CO2 or anything. The future is in a second. I mean, literally.
We're already here.
No, but it is 1 second away.
Okay.
Now it's still 1 second out. But future is 1 second still. It's always going to be there. Karen says Virginia has given extensions to anyone whose registration ends in March or April. I heard that, but I wanted to be a good citizen. I wanted to be legal. I wanted to have everything fixed, especially if I could do it and not touch anyone, and possibly get a milkshake from Chick-fil-A. There's a chance that happened. I know it's not essential.
Now we see the true driving force of the leaving the house.
Have
to valid reason to leave.
Yeah, no, there was a necessity to I had to go get my registration stuff done I had to get that. And if Chick-fil-A happened to be on the way and they were trying to get rid of some milkshakes, I'm doing the Lord's work at that point. Literally.
And Jesus chicken.
Yeah. So yeah, it's amazing, people. This is very fun. Trey says, when will then be now? Later. That's when then will be now. You're welcome. Tom says it's made of ticky-tacky. All the houses are made of ticky-tacky. What is our 6th question?
All right, question number 6. In 2018, Scott Morrison succeeded Malcolm Turnbull as Prime Minister of what country?
All right. One more time so that everybody has a chance to hear it.
All right. One more time for the cheap seats in the back. In 2018, Scott Morrison succeeded Malcolm Turnbull as Prime Minister of what country?
I will say that if you answer just Prime Minister, that's not going to be correct. We do need a country.
We need a country name. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't.
And the name, no abbreviations.
No abbreviations. The full name. Oh, you're killing it. All right. 60 seconds on the clock. We need full names of countries. So if it's like the Republic of Congo, you can't just go with Congo?
Nope.
What? Oh, you have to go with like United States of America?
It must be correct.
The-
Word for word.
Oh, there's so much typing. Why do we have to type so much? It's terrible. I don't want to have to type. Oh, all right. Every word has to be correct. Oh, this might be a tricky one because I'm not even sure that I know all of the full names of things. For all I know, France might just be like the Imperial Republic of the Almighty France. That could be the name of it, and I just don't know. I've just always called it France. Oh my God, if it's France, do we have to call it in French? Because that's the real name.
Yeah, we're going to stick with the American language.
Because, like, Spain is like El España, right? Isn't it
El Espanol or
Española or something? Yeah, I don't know what it is in Spanish. What we're doing right now is showing how not smart we are. We should just stick with the answers. If we go with the answers, we look really smart. But if we start trying to say other things, they start to figure out that we don't know anything. So we'll...
this I'm aware of, Keith.
Oh, look, time's up. We don't have any more time to talk about anything anyway. Let's start going down the answers and see who got it wrong because we know the right answer because we're smart. All right, starting at the top. Michelle W. says Great Britain. Emily says Australia. Melissa says Australia. Trey says Australia. Barbine comes in with a non sequitur and says his name was AC Slater, I thought. I don't know why he's talking about Saved by the Bell, but I assume it is part of a conversation that I've missed earlier. Jenny says Great Britain. Robert says Brazil. Trey says in an Aussie accent. So he says Australia. Which is, Danny also goes with Australia. Michael Barbine says Federated States of Micronesia. Interesting. That's a longer one. Karen's got to go. She's starting her her online dart match. Good luck. We hope that you do well in your dart match. Kimberly Murray says Australia, and if that's right, I think Kimberly's gonna get her first point of another wasted hour, which is pretty exciting. Tom says Australia, the place that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Why does it have a prime minister? Oh, to put on
Flat Earth thing or something.
They have to pretend like there's a prime minister to put on airs so people will believe that it exists, I assume. No, Australia, look, I've watched a lot of flat earth videos. Australia totally exists on the flat earth. It's just long and sausagey and a little curved. Yeah, it's not the right shape because they're dumb. But I just wait, before I go too far, I just wanted to say I want to apologize to all of the flat earthers because I say things like that, and I just want you to know that I don't really think that you're smart. Oh, yeah, no, that's what I meant. So there you go. Trey wants to correct himself with the Commonwealth of Australia. Arladis says Reino de España. Christina said I meant to say France. Jenny says, well, I was wondering what your answer was, Christina. All right, let's go to the actual answer because we're done going through them. What is the correct answer?
The correct answer is Australia.
It is Australia. Is it the Republic of Australia? Is it?
Nope, just Australia.
Just Australia. Oh, you threw people off with that. That was really sneaky. Saying that.
One in there. It's a little sly every once in a while.
Yeah, so it looks like. Yeah. All right. Emily got one. Melissa got a point. Trey gets a point, even though he came back with Republic of Australia. Danny still out ahead with a point. My goodness, it's not going to be even close, it feels like. She is unrelenting. Kimberly gets the point. Kimberly with the first point of the entire contest. Kimberly. And I'm going to get Kimberly M, just in case we have another Kimberly come in. I don't want them stealing your points. Kimberly with 1 point is on the board. Let's see who else is got one. Tom Johnson. He is a machine. Tom and Trey and Danny. Just as soon as they joined, they have refused to get anything wrong from that point forward, I feel like. Oh, that is rough. Let's see. Tom Johnson says that Australia is an elaborate lie, actually. A lot of people don't know that, apparently. Barbara wants to know how many countries have prime ministers. I don't know. I think there can only be one, right? They all have to fight, and one becomes a prime minister, and then other people become like, no, choice ministers and select ministers. No? No.
No.
I thought that might be the case.
Exactly, because I know there's at least two.
There's at least two. You know of two of them.
Yeah.
Robert says there's 42.
42?
Yeah, but I don't think that's correct. That's just a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide in the Galaxy.
Oh.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Barbara says flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth. It was Zach Morris on Saved by the Bell, not Scott Morrison, says Danny. Trey says a lot. You're working for them, says Tom. Arlitis says real name of Australia is Terra Australis. I didn't know that, but I like that better. I think we should go with that from now on. I'm in. Quick show of hands from now on, Terra Australis. That's what we refer to it as.
I'll give the style point for that one, too.
All right. Style point. Trey says Commonwealth, not Republic. Trey is always on the scoreboard. Christina, I think Christina and Trey have this love-hate relationship happening where they love to hate each other.
Ooh.
I think Trey maybe...
Sexual tension.
It's just between Trey and I. That's where the sexual tension is. Barbine says the next question needs to be sudden death. So if anybody gets the next question right, they move on and everybody else has to leave? That doesn't...
No.
That seems like a bad game. I think we'd like everybody to hang out and have fun, but we can do that some other time, maybe. Yeah, Kimberly, we're here 7:00 every night, so you can join us. If you do the like thing and the follow and the bell thing, Another Wasted Hour is a great way to follow us. If you do all of those things on Facebook, it'll let you know when we go live, and it's around 7:00 every night. We do it for about an hour. About an hour. It's only funny when you correct an Australian on the name. Oh yeah, that's what. Oh no, they lose points. So if anybody gets it wrong, they lose a point, and if anybody gets it right, they gain a point. Is that what you're saying, Barbine? Maybe next week we'll do that. What's our 7th question, quiz mistress?
All right. I'm gonna let you pick because I don't like the one I had. So so we're gonna go with either Greeks or wrestling.
What was the first one again?
Ancient Greeks.
I feel like those are the same category because that's what ancient Greeks did, isn't it?
No, I don't think that was ancient Greeks.
Just Romans? It's Roman Greco wrestling. That's totally Greeks.
Yeah.
Roman Greco. Greco's the Greek part. Ancient Greeks. Yeah, Roman Greco wrestling. Come on. Let's go with wrestling.
Wrestling?
Wrestling.
Wrestling. All right, for wrestling. What is the better known alliterative stage name of professional wrestler Paul Michael Levisque?
That didn't go as well as we hoped.
Levisque.
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 All right, one more time. Read it again.
What is the better known alliterative stage name of professional wrestler Paul Michael Levisque? I'm going with Levisque.
Just commit to it. You just got to own it. And they're not going to know. They don't know. All right? 60 seconds on the clock. You have to get your answer in. We need the stage name, the wrestling name, which is alliterative. So if you do not know, you could just go for something that's alliterative that is a wrestling name and you'd be good. Right. But yeah, so we have to get those guesses in for Levisque.
Levisque.
What's the full name again? Who is this?
Levisque, Paul Michael Levisque, Levisque.
Livisque.
So maybe it would be Levisque.
I feel like a lot of people don't know what alliterative means.
Well, that they're gonna have to figure out. Google that shit.
No, don't do that. You're not supposed to go.
Not the answer. Alliterative.
All right. So Kimberly went with Triple H, which is kind of alliterative, depending on how you write it. Right. Right? It could be. If it was just HHH, then nailed it, right?
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Let's say time is up. Let's start from the top and go down. Don't forget, Amy, you got to let us know if anyone gets style points.
Right.
So from the top, let's see. Just about everything culture wrestled. Just about every culture wrestled. Trey says wrestling is essential in Florida. Kimberly Murray went with HHH, otherwise known as Triple H. Tom Johnson went with Hunter Hearst Helmsley, which is another name, I believe, for Triple H. Michael Landis went with Vomitoris. The Great Vomitoris. Where his finishing move is just throwing up on you. That's no.
God.
I get.
He
Oh,
would win every time.
yeah. Is that a style point? Vomitoris?
Yeah, sure. Although it's more gross than stylish. Ugh.
No, so you're saying just as long as he never says it again, you'll give him a style point?
Yes, don't ever say it again, and I'll give you a style point.
Christina goes with Star. Robert says The Rock. Trey says The Freaky Frenchman. Barbine says Ric Flair. Melissa says Bam Bam Bigelow. Danny goes with Triple H. Barbine says or Razor Ramon. Michael Landis says Victor Vomitorius. I guess it's a real guy, Victor Vomitorius. That ugh.
What? Why would you pick that?
I don't know. I don't know why you would pick it. It's not good.
Oh, it's awful.
Emily says Rowdy Roddy Piper. And Barbine then with his third guess goes with Andre the Giant. What was the correct answer?
The correct answer, and I only saw one correct because
What?
I spelled it out completely. That is Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Oh, Tom Johnson gets it in an upset. Yeah, did we say we needed it spelled out? He was fairly well known as Triple H.
Really?
Oh yeah. No, I think I think more people knew him as Triple H than as Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
All right, then we'll give the Triple H people
Okay.
as well.
All right. So
Make a judgment.
any other style points you're giving out? Kimberly gets a point. Tom Hunter gets a point.
I kind of want to take the Vomitorius one away because apparently that's a real wrestler
Oh, okay.
and it was an actual guess and not just trying to be funny.
All right. Well, you can remove it. You're the mistress of the quiz, so it's up to you. Trey says he met Triple H when he was working at a mall in New Hampshire. He was buying Disney DVDs. Oh, that's such a great juxtaposition. The giant wrestler being like, I'm gonna get myself, I don't know, some Little Mermaid. I feel like.
Watch Bambi and cry.
Right? Why not? You got to get those emotions out after a tough match.
Oh, he was probably buying Hercules.
That's probably true. What was that?
So he could learn the songs.
Oh, the songs, not the moves, huh?
Yeah, just the songs so that he could sing them in the shower.
Pretending he's
or
Hercules.
in the mirror.
Michael Landis says I was going for Greco-Roman alliterative style point. Oh, okay. So he says that wasn't actually a real person. He was going for Greco-Roman because they used to have vomitoriums in Greco-Roman times. Then that's a lot of people get this wrong. So people think that a vomitorium is, they would have vomitoriums in arenas, right? And people thought, or in theaters, and they thought that vomitoriums were places where people would like eat a whole bunch because they're at like a Roman feast, and they would go to the vomitorium and they'd make themselves throw up so they could eat more, right? Because it's a vomitorium. And it's actually not that at all. What's that?
Like in Hunger Games?
Yeah, like, but the thing is, it's not that at all. So it's not related at all to like throwing up. So it's actually a language thing. So vomitorium means to like spew forth, right? So we got that, we use that term for throwing up because of food throwing up, right? It makes perfect sense. And what a vomitorium is in a theater or an arena is actually these hallways that people would all end up like gathering in to leave, and then basically spew forth into the city. So if everybody's leaving at the same time, you make these big hallways. So you'll see this in like current, like normal arenas and stuff, where like whole sections will just have 2 hallways on either side that end up going to a larger hallway that goes into a hallway, like a big hallway that goes to doors, right? And those are vomitoriums to get you out of the building. It's basically aisles. That's the concept. An aisle is basically a large aisle is a vomitorium. So there you go. Learn something.
Yeah, I learn something new every day, but I still don't know about. That's just a horrible name for.
So,
yeah.
all right. What is our 8th question of the night?
All right, the last one, and I don't know if you remember, our last question is always like a multi-answer question.
Yeah, but we're at 8, right? Are we only doing 8 tonight?
Did I skip one? Skipped one. Oh, here we go. Okay.
I have 2 maybe skipped. Am I wrong on that?
You're right. You're right. I skipped a couple of them.
All right.
Here we go. With their playoff wins in the 2019 and 2018 seasons, what NFL team managed to win a postseason game in consecutive seasons for the first time in the 60-year history of their franchise?
All right, read it one more time.
With their playoff wins in the 2019 and 2018 seasons, what NFL team managed to win a postseason game in consecutive seasons for the first time in the 60-year history of their franchise?
All right, there we go. That is the question. We need the answer. What is the NFL franchise that had back-to-back wins the last couple of years for the first time in the history of their franchise? There's 45 seconds left. Get your answers in. Danny, yeah, there was some confusion there, but I think we've got our 10 questions. There might be more points than 10 because the way that Team Trivia DC does things, the last question is a multi-point question a lot of the times. So for those that don't know, Amy comes from Team Trivia DC. Team Trivia DC is where you can go to do trivia live in person when you're allowed to go places live in person. So if she can get a whole list of like where they do things. Go up to teamtriviadc.com or check them out on Facebook. Give them a like. When we're allowed out into the world, you can see all the different taverns and bars and restaurants that they inhabit. You can go there for a night and you can actually win big prizes. You can get like gift certificates and all kinds of things if you win, and you can do it as a team with your friends. So it's not just one-on-one. It's whole tables of people working together to try and get the answer. The time is up. We need those NFL teams. Let's start at the top and get the answers that you put in. Robert goes with the Mighty Ducks. Yeah, the Mighty Ducks, the great NFL team, the Mighty Ducks. No, not them, huh? Jenny says the New England Patriots. You know, the New England Patriots that have only just now started winning postseason games. Those New England Patriots, where the last 2 seasons have been their most successful seasons back to back.
Are we talking actual wins or like cheated wins?
Oh my goodness, throwing it down. Just
Damn.
It's too soon, Amy. They just lost their quarterback, for God's sakes. So, Kimberly goes with the Chiefs. That's an interesting guess. Chiefs. Michael Barbine says, read it 3 more times. Are you describing the Wonka factory? Am I describing the Wonka factory? Am I describing the Wonka factory? I don't know what you're talking about. Stop distracting me.
Vomitorium or whatever.
Maybe.
That's what he's talking about.
Melissa says Eagles. Barbine says Miami Dolphins. Danny goes with the Chiefs. Tom goes with the Broncos. Barbine goes with Finkel and Einhorn. It's Finkel is Einhorn. Finkel is Einhorn. Finkel is Einhorn. Oh, yeah?
Yes.
You got the reference?
Reference, yes.
All right.
Anymore.
Danny says she's up in Vermont. No way to get to DC just for trivia. That's a really expensive trip just to play trivia. Yeah, you'll have to stick with us then, Danny. I think we're the cheap alternative. Emily says Beats, and then Emily says Bears, which means I can only assume the next thing Emily's going to say is Battlestar Galactica.
Apparently Keith is getting style points tonight.
Yes. So Emily went with Bears. Barbine says, sorry, Keith, can you repeat everything you just said? I wasn't listening. No! I'm not repeating the whole show for you, Barbine. Tired of your crap. Christina says the Seahawks. Danny says this is trivia, not bingo. Why is it bingo? Triple H? I don't even know what bingo is about. Let's see. Tom Johnson just wants to see the Beats play. That's all of the football teams that we have. And Robert has been nice enough to put the Team Trivia DC link into the chat room. That was very nice. I can also do that. Should I put the website or the Facebook page? What do you think?
The Facebook page.
All right.
Facebook page.
I'll also put it in there just so more people might be able to see it. So this is the Team Trivia DC Facebook page. Go check them out. They're pretty damn cool, especially if you're in the Washington, DC area. Mallory has joined us a little beyond halfway through the game. Glad to have you. We're doing some trivia. You can answer the next question. What was the correct answer for this round?
We were looking for the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Kansas City Chiefs. Kimberly Murray. Well done. Led the pack with that answer. All right. A point for her. She gets 3 so far. Very strong night. First time you've come in here and you're just killing it. Danny still just murdering things, taking names, kicking butt. Got 7 out ahead of everybody. And I think that's everyone that got the Chiefs. Just the 2 of them. Wow. Lots of great guesses, but those are the 2. All right, we're on to our 9th question. This is the second to last question, which means, Amy, what is it?
It is the penultimate question.
Yeah, it is. Penultimate question. What is our penultimate question, Amy?
It is on the 1960s Addams Family TV series. What type of family pet was Kitty Cat?
Let's do it one more time.
All right, one more time. On the 1960s Addams Family TV series, what type of family pet was Kitty Cat?
All right, 60 seconds on the clock. Looks like Trey really likes my pen, but it is not. It's not a big pen. It is a Pilot pen. It's a really cool one. You can erase it just by rubbing it, which is basically what I do most of my life. Erase things just by rubbing it. So it makes all the feelings go away. So it's called a friction pen. It's kind of interesting. What, Amy? You don't want to be affiliated with the show anymore, do you?
I had no idea it was that kind of party.
What? It's the pen. It makes my feelings go away because I erased my journal, and then all my feelings are gone. Is that what did everybody else think it was? What? Amy, I'm disappointed in you. I really am. Danny says I have no NFL knowledge.
I have a preteen boy.
Yeah. You should get him one of these pens. Let's see. Time is up. Let's see what the answers are from the top. Tom goes with perilous. Perilous. Barbine says tarantula. Tarantella? Tarantula? Tarantula. It's tarantula. Melissa says tarantula. Kimberly Murray says tarantula. Emily says tarantula. I feel like there's a theme coming on. Tom says alligator, just to throw off the series. Danny says lion. Mallory says, was the kitty cat the tarantula? Mallory, I don't know. That's more of a question than an answer, but we'll see if that was correct. Barbine says he thinks so. That really looks like it's spelled wrong, but it's not. Certainly spelled better than beats. Trey says, I don't remember that pet. Barbine says tarantula for the second time. I don't know. And Robert says, it was it. Tom says, creep it real. All right. Jenny also goes alligator. What is the correct answer, Amy?
That would be a lion.
A lion. Oh my goodness. One person gets it right. Does anyone want to guess who that one person is? Yeah, it's not a surprise. Danny with her 8th point out of 9 points. Just murdering it. Everyone goes one direction. Danny goes another direction. You can't stop her. You can only hope to contain her.
Now, the question is, is it really Danny or
Google? Is it really Danny or is it Google? That's the question we have to ask. Danny doesn't seem like the cheating type. I don't know. I feel like if you are a combination, if you're good at trivia and self-deprecating, I feel like that's often a combination of you just knowing stuff. All right.
That is true. I'm gonna take your advice on that one. Yeah.
All right, so it looks like we've come to the end of the show. We've got one last question to ask, and you said this might be a multiple point question, right?
Yes. There are 4 answers.
4 answers.
So you'll get 1 point for each answer.
All right.
Each correct answer.
So let's actually. Should we be putting them all in one post? Is that important?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have to be in one post.
All right. So just so we're clear, there's going to be 4 answers. You're going to get 1 point for each answer. All 4 answers have to be in one post. We're going to do something a little different. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. Our alarm will go off, but I'll put another 30 seconds just because there's more typing and thinking that goes into this. How are we going to score it?
Well, because they're only going to be putting in one post, you just 1 point for every correct answer.
Okay, so they can guess 4 things, any order?
Any order, as long as it's correct, and only 4. You can only guess 4.
All right, you get 4 guesses. Any one of them is right, you get a point. All 4 are right, you get 4 points, and everything in between seems pretty obvious. What is the question? Again, 1 post, 4 answers. Let's read it out.
All right. Name the 4 movies directed by Steven Spielberg since 1990 to have one-word titles. Again, name the 4 movies directed by Steven Spielberg since 1990 to have one-word titles.
All right.
And go.
60 seconds on the clock. We need movies that have one-word titles that were directed by Steven Spielberg and were released in the 90s. All 3 of those things have to be true. You're going to do it in one post. You get 4 guesses all in one post. So let's get those answers in. All right, we are at the 40-second mark, but we're going to put another 30 seconds on after that. So we are nearing 1 minute left to get your answers in. You could get up to 4 points from this, which means these there are some people who could take the lead here. Let's see, we could definitely get some ties happening. It looks like, yeah, somebody, this could determine who wins and loses. All right, so Danny says, I'm a minister in training. That would be cheating, and way too much time on my hands. Yeah, that explains it. You got a lot of time. That you get to learn all of these very interesting facts. All right, our first 60 seconds is up. 30 seconds left on the clock. This is the final countdown. Ba-da-da-dun, ba-da-dun-dun-dun, ba-da-da-dun, ba-da-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Hopefully that doesn't get blocked by Facebook or any of the other streaming services for being...
If you're singing it, it's okay.
Is it? I have no idea. Is it still copyrighted? I feel like it's still copyrighted.
But if you're singing it, then it's your version, so it's not technically.
Is it copywritten? Is it copyrighted? I don't know. Our time is up. Let's start looking at the answers from the top down, and we'll see if we can kind of figure out what all of these were. Here we go. Trey says Hook, Armistead. Armistead, isn't? Is it Armistead? I feel like it's Armistead. Lincoln. Amistad? Okay. Amistad, Lincoln, and Always. Emily says Flight is AI one word. And Danny says goes with Hooks, Amistad, Munich, and Warhorse. The fourth one's really catching people. We were getting some consistency on some of the others. The first two we're seeing some people, but the last two definitely, and the last one always ends up with a question mark. Tom goes with Hook and Amistad. Nailed it. Just did the two. When you're not sure, you just what you do is you drop the mic and you're like, I'm done. Those are the ones I know. I'm out. I'm not going to guess anymore. Jenny says IT and Hook, or so it and Hook. It's all capital letters. I didn't know if it was capital letters, but
It is.
it is. Oh, okay. AI's official title was AI artificial intelligence. So maybe not that one. Melissa says Munich and Lincoln. Kimberly goes AI, Hook, and Munich. And let's see. Emily says, I know, but I had nothing. Those are all the answers I am seeing. So let's take a look at what were the actual answers.
All right. We were looking for Hook,
Amistad,
Munich,
and
Lincoln.
Lincoln. Oh, I think we had all of the answers, but I don't think anyone got all the answers, which is so interesting.
Nope.
So Trey, I think, ends up getting 3 points because he had Hook, Amistad, and Lincoln, but then went with Always as his fourth. Not correct. Emily had Flight and AI. Neither of those, unfortunately, correct. Danny went with Hook and Amistad, so 2 points there. He went with Munich, which was also correct, right?
Yes.
So 3 points, which puts Danny at 11, I believe, is what I've got there. Strong. 11 out of 10 questions. That's hard to do. Tom says Hook and Amistad. Tom ends up with 2 points out of 2 guesses, 100% of the number of guesses that you did, that's very good. But you maybe guess more next time. You had 2 free guesses. They weren't going to count against you. Melissa says Munich and Lincoln. Melissa, that means you've got 2 points as well. Both Munich and Lincoln correct. Kimberly Murray, strong. She started with AI, which isn't correct, but did get Munich and Lincoln for 2 points, ending with 5 points. That is really great. Barbine says, I'm jealous of all these poor getting their extra funny money with their Trump bucks. I know, that's very upsetting, Barbine, whatever that was.
I spotted or something.
Yeah, I think he might just be taking shrooms right now. So Trey says always was too early. Just before the 90s. All right, so that is it. That is the entire show. Let's go over the numbers. If I say your points and you think that they are incorrect, let me know and we can reconcile those. I've got Jenny with 3 points, Danny with 11 points, Emily with 3 points. I've got Melissa with 5 points, Trey with 7 points, Kimberly with 5 points, and Tom J with 7 points. If anybody else got points that I missed or you think those are not correct, then please let me know. Jen says, I hit one more point. So Jenny, you say you've got 4 points. Is that what you're saying? Should have 4. Okay, I got you for 4 then. I believe that is a mistake on my part. I would completely understand that. All right, well, anybody else has any corrections, let me know while we're doing this. Quick rundown of business, everybody. We do this at 7 o'clock every night. You should come on out. It's a lot of fun. Again, you get points. We tally those points on Monday. We're going to announce the winner of the free t-shirt from Another Wasted Hour. Another Wasted Hour is not only bringing you this, but also a podcast that is up on all of your podcast outlets, including, but not limited to, Google Play Music and Apple Podcasts and Stitcher and Spotify and iHeartRadio and all the rest. Go check it out. Go subscribe. Go give a 5-star rating, but say something about how terrible it is, or a 1-star rating and say how awesome it is, or 1-star rating and make something up about how we're actually aliens or we live on a flat earth. I don't know. Do something crazy. I actually don't care. Do whatever. If you want to know about this trivia when it goes live at 7 o'clock each night, you're going to want to go up, especially if you're on Facebook, and go up there, give a like to Another Wasted Hours Facebook page, do a follow, right? There's a little bell next to it. You want to do an all notifications for that. That'll tell you whenever we go live, it'll alert you. All right. Again, 7 o'clock for that. The podcast available everywhere. There's like 140 episodes. It's free. It's a lot of fun. It's some of this. And also you get to learn about some music and arts here in the DC area. You'll probably hear musicians you would have never heard before. A lot of them incredibly talented. So go check that out. And when we decide to all leave our hovels, when we get out of the holes we're currently living in, we will all go to bars and restaurants and drink beer and laugh and think about the times when we were stuck in our houses. And we might still want trivia. And if you want to do that, go check out the chat, because I am again posting the link to Team Trivia DC's Facebook page. That's where you can get all the information as to where they're doing trivia. They do it live in bars and taverns and restaurants. You can win all kinds of really cool prizes and everything. So do that. You'll definitely want to go check that out if you're in the DC area. So 7 o'clock tomorrow, we will see you then. Until then, everybody, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay home. We're going to get through this, but we're going to get through this together. All right. So we'll be back here tomorrow. We'll see you then. Have a great night, everybody.